What if I told you that every major Silicon Valley tech company was actually a front for the United States government? Have you guys heard of DARPA?
A secretive Pentagon agency known for breakthrough research called DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
DARPA, one of the Pentagon's most mysterious agencies, is usually hidden. You won't find any signs outside its headquarters in suburban Washington, D.C. But Pandemic Prevention Platform Manager Amy Jenkins told me DARPA inventions are all around us. Everything from Siri to stealth technology to self-driving cars, even your phone's GPS. Now, with hope of a
Coof jab.
Still uncertain, DARPA is zeroing in on something faster.
It's like a temporary fix for
a temporary fix. It's meant to put a fire break around the pandemic.
By sifting through the blood of survivors, DARPA hopes to identify and clone the genetic blueprint of the most powerful 1 to 3 antibodies that best fight the virus.
Moderna Therapeutics wins a DARPA grant to fight biological threats. That's from back in 2013. You know what else DARPA's been funding? Check this out.
When did you first discover it?
Around August 2016. I was deeply passionate about the internet censorship issue, and I had some weird experiences playing chess as a kid where, I sort of came of age when Garry Kasparov lost to Deep Blue and AI took over, really took the spirit out of a lot of the chess world. And it was apparent to me as a kid that these AI chess engines were going to outcompete humans. But when I was young, the sort of older people in the room were in denial about it. And when I saw that same thing in 2016 with the development of AI censorship super weapons, I called those weapons of mass deletion, that they would be like weapons of mass destruction, but for speech. A few lines of code would allow you to destroy entire political movements, governments, narratives. There'd be no escape from it. It would permanently change the face of political warfare or domestic politics. You don't need a standing army of 100,000 censors if you just have one machine learning database, of 900 million tweets that you can ingest and then make this sophisticated narrative network map of all the different keywords and concepts you want to censor. And to me, that was like this free speech version or the censorship version of the atom bomb. So I started that quest in 2016, but very quickly that research and the process of trying to write that showed these international networks immediately. I mean, the NLP, the natural language processing backbone of this, was all being sponsored by DARPA. And to be able to monitor the speech of ISIS or extremist or terrorist groups. And when I saw that coming home and being advocated here,
So DARPA develops AI censorship tools to monitor ISIS, but now they're being used against Americans. Weapons of mass deletion. Color me surprised.
Did you know that Jeff Bezos' grandfather was one of the founders of DARPA? The super secret Pentagon project that invented the internet? Jeff Bezos has credited his grandfather on numerous occasions for being impactful in his life growing up. Lawrence Preston Guise. Jeff Bezos' grandfather worked for the U.S. government in the now-dissolved Atomic Energy Commission. 1958, L.P. Guise helped form the Advanced Research Projects Agency, eventually renamed as DARPA. After the assassination of JFK in 1963, L.P. Guise was appointed as head of the Atomic Energy Commission. We were told that Jeff Bezos started Amazon in his garage in 1994. We've all seen this pic. Something from nothing. A great American success story. Or was he chosen to be a frontman? Interesting enough, John Greenwald of Black Vault tried to pull up L.P. Guise's records via the Freedom of Information Act, only find out that all the records were destroyed. Jeff Bezos' grandfather, who he credits as the big inspiration in his life, helped found one of the most secretive U.S. government organizations in existence, and then grandson starts the biggest data collection and storage company in the world in Amazon and becomes one of the world's richest men, while having all U.S. government records destroyed. And we're to believe Amazon started in a garage with a loan from his parents.
It's not just Amazon, man. It's all of them. This is from 2016. DARPA brought us the internet. Mind control could be next. Why mind control is Elon Musk's next move. And he's looking for human volunteers. Oh yeah, and you guys remember we were talking about Moderna getting DARPA money? How'd that turn out for him? Listen to what Nicole Shanahan, the former wife of the CEO of Alphabet, had to say on the matter. Alphabet, you know, the company that owns Google?
If you look at like the history of Google or the history of Facebook or the history of Apple, even the history of, you know, not so much Amazon, but like even Hewlett Packard or Oracle, these companies didn't just spring up out of nowhere. They came through institutional backing at some point. In the case of, you know, Facebook and Google, especially, where a lot of these tech wife mafia folks come from, it was Stanford. There's this Silicon Valley Stanford network. And if you look at where some of those grants or money came from, early money especially, and then accelerant money, it came from individuals that had government ties. And so these companies serve government functions as well. Like Google really was involved with the government in helping identify behavior on the internet, and Facebook as well. And so it's no surprise that the intertwining between the Democratic Party, which is so prevalent in California, and these companies has just always been there. That synergy has always been there, and that relationship has always been there.
You know what? Don't take her word for it. Why don't we let one of the former department heads of DARPA explain it to you themselves while they were on 60 Minutes?
It's amazing when you look at the history. So obviously start with the internet. That's a good thing. So
DARPA invented the internet.
Yes, absolutely true.
Wow. Did DARPA invent GPS?
Sort of. So what we did is we actually got GPS into a small form factor. So that's what DARPA did. So the fact that you can have GPS in your cell phones or things like that was absolutely prompted by DARPA.
Okay, did you invent Siri?
Yes, Siri came out of my office.
But if you were to ask anybody in this country who invented Siri, they'd say Apple.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I think we should ask Siri who invented Siri.
Okay.
Do you have your cell phone?
I do.
Well, let's see what she says.
All right, let's see. Siri, who invented you?
Like it says on the box, I was designed by Apple in California.
Design? Siri, what if I told you DARPA invented you? What would you say?
I think different.
Apple. They get all the credit.
Great.
You get none of the credit.
You know what? That's the best transition in the world.
It is? That's okay with DARPA.
Oh, yeah. Because Apple had a huge role in inventing Siri as well. It's not like I handed them a finished product. We handed them a bunch of technologies that were very useful, and it was their job to then take that.
Well, not useful, essential.
Yes, fair. Essential, but still, they put a huge amount of effort and research into it, and so together we make a product.
So I guess we live in the Matrix. It's just not as cool as in the movies. Yo, you guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.